Hey, it's your boy Baby Jesus back at it again. So this is the second video in my three-video series of women or how to speak to women. They're coming at you double tap, but I think that's just going to be the case for the first and second video. I have a different plan for the third video. So just to jump right into it. Okay, I said in the first video that this video is going to be about meeting women, where to meet them, how to meet them, maybe a little bit of how to talk to them. But I have many more concepts that I want to go over this video, so let's get started. To start off, I'm going to go ahead and read you guys a question that a close friend of mine from California sent me. This was about maybe 2 weeks ago, I believe. Let me pull it up right here. I should have had it ready. My bad, guys. Okay, question. Here we go. So this is the question my friend sent me. Yo, I got a question. Where do you go to meet girls, like dating wise? Obviously, right now I can't go anywhere really, but after quarantine, I need ideas of what to do. I haven't had many girlfriends. I met all of mine from school. Got any suggestions or advice? Okay, so if you guys want to go ahead and submit questions like this, are curious about my opinion on something, I'm going to go ahead and link down my social media. Please send a message along with your request. I don't just add whoever or whomever. I don't know the difference. Fuck it, whatever. But yeah, I'll go ahead and go into length, answer your questions and all that. For my friend, we went ahead and got into a conversation and all that. I'm not just going to read off what I sent him or what I told him. I'm going to make this unique for this video. Okay, to answer his question of where to meet girls and all that, and he met girls from school, there's nothing wrong with that. I had a job here in Mexico before quarantine. I quit. A coworker of mine once told me, like, yeah, I'm not gonna date people from work. I don't eat where I shit. I honestly think that's garbage. Most relationships and most marriages actually originate, if not from kind of a close circle of friends from school, they originate from work, from coworkers. Not only that, you can build bridges from that circle, from your work group to your school group, and then from there branch out to meeting more people. If you have a classmate or a coworker that you have a huge crush on and you want to date them, go for it. Okay, you can meet literally. I said this a little bit in the first video. You can meet people anywhere. Now, I kind of touched. So I'm gonna maybe clear up a couple of stuff that I said in the first video, along with new ideas. There is a slight difference of meeting people at school and at work. You need to remember something, reputation. You do not want to create a reputation for yourself. Now, you may be asking, Jesus, what's the difference between caring what people think about you and reputation? If someone comes up, if someone comes up with shit or with lies, I don't know why that was hard for me to word. If someone comes up with lies about you and tells other people, two things can happen. People are gonna either give you kind of uh, it can affect your day to day. It can kind of affect people's opinions about you, even though they've never met you. Some people can already be hostile towards you. None of that matters as far as if you're doing your own shit. You're trying to live your life. You don't hurt people. You're not a player. You're not a piece of shit. You're not an asshole. You do you. Fuck what other people think about you. You want to sing songs on YouTube and publish them, and everyone's telling you have a shit voice, fucking go for it. Now, if everyone is telling you you have a shit voice, maybe kind of think about that. If you have a passion if you like to draw, but you're kind of worried what people might think, fucking draw. Who cares? If it makes you happy, go for it. That's the difference. That's kind of that aspect is what people think about you. Now, reputation. As sad as this sounds, and as feminism goes, as equality goes, a man's reputation is everything. It takes a lifetime, not and this goes for trust as well. It takes a lifetime to build trust and reputation. It takes mere seconds to destroy them. Here is my example, or yeah, kind of my example of if you're going to be dating at work or at school, your college, university, whatever, and at your work, the office romances and all that. Here's kind of my tips to avoid reputation. First and foremost, be humble. I've worked in sales for now over 5 years. Recently, in this last job, it was a bit of sales and customer service. They taught me a term. They taught me a term called assume a sale. When you're on the phone with someone, when you're trying to make a sale, assume the sale, which means if you're talking to them, don't just go on and on about your product. Get them to sign, get them to buy it. Like, all right, now, what? How can we do to get you this product so you can get it now? That like assume the sale as in go for it, go for it. When it comes to women, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to romance, personally, my opinion, I think you should do the exact opposite. Never walk into a room and be like, "Oh yeah, that girl, she's mine. Oh, that pussy is mine tonight." That. If you want to be, it's one thing to be confident. It's another thing to be overconfident. And honestly, the more humble you are, the more reserved you are, and the calmer you are, all of that radiates from you too. Walk into a room, maybe scope it out, look at some pretty girls, lower your eyes, don't stare at them, don't ogle at them, don't undress them with your eyes right there. Be humble. Okay? That's the first and foremost of reputation. Just be humble, man. Honestly, if you want to call it simping, go ahead. I call it being humble. Now, at school or at work, uh, scope out your girls, scope out your target, but move slow. Kind of get a feel for the rhythm, what they like to do, this and that. So you're scoping them out. Also, when you scope out a girl and you pick her out, flirt with her and no one else. Do not have two or three coworkers that you're constantly flirting with. I had a friend who worked in a restaurant over in Cali. It was a pretty nice restaurant. There the workers had such a relationship that they'd almost all flirt with each other. They're all kind of like they were all good friends. That's one thing. But for you to actively be hunting, for you to actively be looking for something, whether it's a one night stand, whether it's a relationship with a girl, don't do that with other women at your work site, at your school. For two reasons. You don't want to get caught. You could be hitting on two friends, and it happens more than you think. Especially, it's more likely to happen at work than it is in a school because university is pretty big. You can get caught hitting on two friends, telling them similar things and all that, and then they just laughing at you. They spreading your Snapchat screenshots, your messages, spreading it all throughout campus. So that could be your first thing. You go for two. You think, oh, my chances are elevated since I'm going for two. One turns me down. I'll have the other one. You're gonna end up burning both those bridges. Second reason why you only scope out one girl and stick to her. You do not want to generate a reputation for yourself at your workplace, especially at your workplace where you have to keep things professional, especially in today's world. You do not want a reputation of you are mad thirsty, you are a horny dog, you're an old creep, or you're a creep. In this last job that I had, there were some pretty cool people. They were cool to me. We had a cool bond and all that. They're not my best of friends because we don't hang out constantly, especially through quarantine and all this. But I've heard from some women that they have horrible reputations. One of them was referred to as an old creep, the other one as a pervert, and they look like cool guys, and they have that. I think they don't even know they have that reputation. Honest to God, if I have a reputation, oh well, I don't give a fuck. But if you have a job where you're planning to kind of retire there, you have a good career, you're planning to grow there, it's gonna be kind of hard to grow. I know shit is fertilizer, but in this case, you're to grow in shit is gonna be a little bit impossible. Okay, so first and foremost, that all has to do with dating, whether it's at school, at work, reputation. That's very important, and not just in relationships and all that. Build a reputation for yourself of being honest, of being just in general life. People want to surround themselves with good people. If you have a reputation for having a good vibe, being fun, being funny, being kind, people want to be around people that make them feel good. People don't want to be around depressing, emo, negative, pessimistic people. You know, that's throughout my life, throughout my school career, throughout college, throughout work, people have liked hanging out with me, and I appreciate that, and I thank them for that. But they tell me like, you know, you just have a good vibe. You're funny, and you're very you're yourself. You don't act like anyone. You act like yourself. You create that kind of reputation for yourself, even better, and it will help out in romance. Okay, so now we have that. Just to finish up on the point of reputation, you single a girl out, you scope her out, you flirt with her until something happens, which congrats. I hope you guys end up with your crush, with all that. But let's be real, this is life. Shit can go wrong. She can turn you down. She could. You have no idea how many times I've like kind of scoped someone out. I think we have good chemistry. Things are good, only to find out they have a boyfriend or they have a husband with a kid and they have a kid. Shit can go wrong. Shit can happen. It's life. Life isn't a Disney movie. Life is fucking life. Scope at that one girl and flirt with her until she either turns you down, until she makes it clear that you guys are never gonna happen, or you find out something about her that she has a boyfriend. Don't go after girls with boyfriends. Honestly, don't do it. If that's you, if you want to do that, go for it. That's not me, and I'm not gonna condone it. Once it's over, once nothing's ever gonna happen between you guys. If you want to go cry, you want to go ahead and drink your sorrows away, go ahead. What I do is move on. Doesn't necessarily mean move on to the next girl in line, which honestly it can. If you thought two girls were cute, you kind of had a crush on two girls. That's perfectly valid. You can have crushes on multiple people. Move on to the next one, but do not flirt with them at the same time. That's my hint for, or my advice for reputation, for a man's reputation. Okay. Now, moving on to a different point aside from reputation. Okay. So that was reputation. At this point, where to meet women. This friend, the friend that went ahead and asked me the question, I actually brought up Tinder. Is Tinder good for meeting people? You know what? I'm gonna be straight up. If you're an attractive dude, if you're kind of just bored, if you want something casual, I think this needs to be said, and maybe some of you are gonna agree, some of you are not gonna agree. This applies to both men and women. If you just want sex, if you just want casual sex, you're horny, you want to get out of your system, but you know and you understand you're not ready for a relationship or you don't want a relationship, that doesn't necessarily make you a piece of shit. And that goes for women too. Women get horny. I'm gonna stay on my position that not as horny as men. That's debatable, whatever. Women get horny. Women want to have casual sex. They want to have hookups. They don't need to have a relationship. Neither do we. That doesn't make you a piece of shit. A piece of shit is if you lie about it, if you're sneaky about it, if you're a snake, if you're doing it to multiple people with false intentions, you're getting their hopes up. That's what makes you a piece of shit. Tinder is not to find the love of your life. If you're on Tinder right now, if you're a girl on Tinder right now, you're fooling yourself if you think you're going to find the love of your life. I follow Reddit and I've seen a couple of pictures where they swipe right on Tinder. 5 years later, they're married. Good for them. Tinder is not to find romance material as far as love. It's to find something casual. And there's nothing wrong with that. You want to do that? Go ahead. Now, I said a little bit in the first video, you can meet a girl anywhere. And yes, that's true. Here's another thing. This friend of mine that went ahead and sent me that question, he is not the party guy. His scene is not the party scene. He's not a heavy drinker. I personally love beer. I love to drink. I control myself. I don't drink until I'm for kind of two reasons. The one of them I'll keep private. For the second reason, if you go to a party, if you're invited to a party, and there's nothing wrong with parties, I'll get into that right now. And you see a beautiful girl, and you get drunk, blackout drunk, piss drunk, you're gonna end up making a fool of yourself, and you're gonna burn down that potential bridge. That's why also I try to control myself when I drink in public. If I'm just at home and shit, I don't care if I'm puking by the end of the night. I'm in my home with my close friends or family. All right. I went ahead and told this friend, look, I know you're not really the party guy. I know you're not a heavy drinker. That's not your scene. You're more reserved. You're maybe a little nerdy. You know, he's a funny ass dude, but that's not his scene. If you're kind of what you consider an introvert, if your scene isn't the party scene, that's okay. I suggest you still go. Get out of your shell. In the first video, I said about going through learning the hard way of what to say, what not to say of experience. Get that shit over with. Go to a party, Maybe have a beer or two so people don't think you're just bored as hell being there. Kind of try to enjoy the vibe. You're not going to the party to be part of the party scene. You're going to the party to meet people. If you go to a university, let's say University A, they have a party, and there are people from two other universities in that city or nearby. People don't just have their little close circle of friends. People have a vast circle of friends. You're potentially going to increase the amount of people you know by how, I don't even know how much percent. Someone solve that. I don't know. So someone solve a plus b. Solve that shit. I don't care. You're going to end up meeting people. You're going to end up creating bridges. You're going to end up having more potential to meet. Not only from the first video that I made, you can potentially meet a girl and you don't know. She goes to a different university. You're probably never going to see her again. Perfect place to practice. I know we're in quarantine right now, but then again, look, in the blink of an eye, it's going to be the end of quarantine. People are going to be partying. People are going to be going back to school. Shit's going to be back to normal. The whole point is it's not just about parties. When people invite you to events, when people invite you to go out to do things, oh, I'd rather just stay at home, lay in my bed. I'd rather just do this. You are denying yourself endless possibility by doing that. What do you have to lose? Meet new people, meet new friends. You're not going to that party to be part of the party scene. You're going there to create contacts, to a network, to meet people, to meet women. That's how you can also meet women. All right, let's move on to a different point. I have no idea how long this video is going to be. Let's go. So, I want to clear up a little bit or go into a little bit of depth of what women like. Women like. There is the external and the internal. Okay, I had a coworker in this past job that I was just working. He literally told me he does not give a shit about what people think about his looks. Okay, that's a great foundation. That actually goes along with everything that I'm saying. Like, fuck, pardon me. That goes along with the foundation of don't give a shit about what people think about you. But not only did he not give a shit, he didn't try. He wouldn't cut his hair for fucking who knows how many months. He wouldn't. He dressed only appropriate for the dress code, but wore the same clothes almost all the time. He didn't care. His shoes. I think at one point. I don't think I'm making this up, but I think at one point, like one of his shoes had like a hole in it. I personally, the way I was raised, the way I grew up, and I actually see there's a benefit to it. And I personally just love to dress good. I like to look sharp. I like to dress nice, look nice. Doesn't have to be brand. You don't have to buy expensive ass clothes, especially if you're a dude. We don't. I like to dress nice, but I still don't go shopping and spend hours there. I shop for things that fit me comfortably and that look nice in combination. It's nice when a girl tells you, "Wow, you dress really nice, or you look really nice. That's a nice shirt. Jesus, that's a really nice shirt." I got a couple of those compliments at work, and that's at work. That's not even a party, a club. That's not going out at night for a couple of drinks. That's at work. I like to dress nice. I like to have a fresh cut. I haven't cut my hair this entire quarantine. I was just lazy about it and didn't know about barbershops. But one just opened up, so I got a fresh cut, and clean up the beard. I like to look nice, and I like to smell nice. If you're one of those guys that uses Axe body spray or Axe deodorant, or when you go to pick out a deodorant, you go ahead and you pick out the sweetest smelling one, or kind of not fruity, but you know what I mean. It smells good as in like a sweet, I guess you can say. That's the wrong kind of deodorant to pick. If you sweat a lot, especially here in Mexico, it gets hot, and I sweat a lot. Those ones then turn bad. They start smelling bad. I like to get deodorant that smells clean, that smells fresh. It doesn't smell delicious. It smells fresh. I use a nice cologne. Just go to any cologne place. I don't really look too much into cologne. I'm gonna be very honest. My mom bought me my very first cologne, and then I started using it from there because women liked it. Dress nice, smell nice, present yourself. This goes along. This complements the whole be humble. Walk into a room knowing you can slay everyone, but don't tell anyone about it. See, that's kind of the trick. that women, a patient wolf is much more attractive than a rabid dog, you know? That's what women want. That's what women like. They want a man. They want a gentleman. They want a man. They want a wolf. Basically, if you, especially if you do MMA, maybe this analogy will help. Walk into a room knowing you can kick anybody's ass, but be the last one to throw a punch if you need to. You know, that's the kind of man you kind of want to present yourself as. And if you want to act and you want to change who you are just to get women, honestly, what can I do about it in the end? I don't really know. But if you kind of see that you have no game, if you've been single for a while, or if the kind of women you do attract you're not really fond of anymore, and you hear these tips and maybe you want to try it out, you want to shift kind of who you are, there's nothing wrong with growing. We all grow. We're all growing. Um, so that's kind of more on the aspect of the external. Dress nice, dress sharp, maintain yourself, do a little bit of gentlemen, you guys are gonna understand this 100%. Do a little bit of manscaping. Women appreciate that like crazy. Manscaping, right? If you don't know what it is, Google it. Now the internal. I kind of went into a little bit right there about the whole be a patient wolf and not a rabid, horny dog that's humping everything, even inanimate objects. Be a patient wolf. Be humble. You come across as someone that's a good vibe. You come across as someone that likes to have a good time. Yet you're polite. You're well mannered. You're humble. You're not just a loud mouth that likes to drink and get drunk and then fuck bitches. You come across as that first gentle, patient wolf. You're gonna be your game is gonna change drastically. All right. Okay. Now everything I've said, I'm pretty much done with this video. Just gonna wrap it up with a couple of things. Some of you guys are out there are probably thinking right now, this guy's simping hard. This guy's a simp. That word has been coming up a lot in the last 2 years. You know how I said I went 4 years being single? Throughout those 4 years, because I was bored out of my mind. I was bored. I have trouble sleeping at night. And honestly, just to get a laugh, I didn't mean anything by it. Just to get a laugh, I would go on Instagram, and obviously not on every girl picker a picture, but if I saw a girl and I thought she was kind of cute, I'd be like, "Hey, what's up, beautiful?" And I'd send like a funny ass line or a line that would make me laugh. This was maybe 3 or 4 years ago. People would say like, "Damn, bro, shoot your shot. Damn, good luck. I hope you get her number." At one point, people would be like, when the girl didn't reply to my funny line, my funny icebreaker or whatever, people would kind of support me like, "Damn, girl, when are you gonna reply to my homeboy here?" In the last year alone, I feel like it's only this last year. I've had a relationship here and there and all that, but I'm single now. And when I came to Mexico a year ago, I was single for a couple of months. I tried doing that, and now people are calling me a simp. Damn, you're a simp. You're a simp, and that doesn't bug me. For the longest time, I didn't know what a simp was. I actually recently just found out maybe 2 or 3 months ago what a simp was. It was like a I kind of still don't even know what it means. Like, what? You're a white knight. You're kind of you put the pussy on a pedestal, bro. I was laughing my ass off when I posted that pickup line. Like, it's just for fun and games, but you're gonna be labeled a simp. If you think all this stuff means you're simping, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, if you're a tall, handsome dude that just gets women whenever he wants, I've my nephew is the tallest kid in his high school here in Mexico. He downloaded Tinder, and in 2 days, Jesus, you should have seen how his Tinder was with women. Like, hey, messages to him. He's a tall, good-looking dude. You're a tall, good-looking dude that gets women like nothing. You do you. You think this is simping? Go ahead. Us shorties, us chubby dudes, us ugly guys, we gotta try extra hard. I'm not saying none of this is kind of simping as far as beg a woman to be with you. On the contrary, one of the very first things I told you guys is flirt with the girl that you have a crush on. She shows you that nothing's gonna happen between you two. Fucking move on. Leave her in the dust. Let her regret not taking you. Let her regret not picking you. This has nothing to do with simping. This has something to do with a man's reputation. This has something to do with creating creating an edge for you in the game. This is a game. Relationships, and not like a cardboard game. You guys know a board game. This you gotta know how to play the game. Um. I saw a video a couple years ago on YouTube. I saw a video and I was kind of just bored and I told you I've been interested in all of this and I like the whole idea of being a ladies man, talking to women kind of, and I even looked up videos on YouTube of like how to talk to women, how to approach women. There are guys out there and I think this kind of applies, but anyways, I'll continue. They've kind of turned dating and romance into a science. Some comments were saying how sad it is that now we have to see women as science experiments and have to try this and that, that to get this outcome, to get like a mathematical equation. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. It shouldn't be this way. Your personality, you being a good person, you being honest, that's all that should matter. But that's not how it is in today's world. Today's world is material, today's world is superficial. If you're trying to impress a girl that has 10 dick pics from different guys on her phone, that has just finished, that came to the bar fucking her fuck buddy, that's a handsome dude, who has two other guys that are fighting to the death for her. What are you going to bring to the table that's new? How are you going to sweep her off her feet? These videos, this being humble, this being a patient wolf, this, all this, it's going to give you an edge. Call it simping if you want to. It's going to help. Not just with women, not just with romance. Your boss, your higher ups, and your uni, and your university, wherever, you start creating yourself. You start creating a reputation for yourself. If you're a good man, you're an honest man. You're not thirsty as fuck. You're not just a dog humping everything. People are gonna like you. People are gonna get close to you. People get close to you. You're gonna make friendships. You're gonna make connections. You're gonna not just and forget romance, forget friendships. You're gonna network. You're gonna maybe meet. I once met a guy and I didn't even know he was an actor for Netflix, and he has a couple of projects on Netflix coming out under contract, and he almost played MLB professionally, professional baseball, but he messed up his arm. You never know who you're gonna meet. Don't ever close those doors on yourself. Don't ever burn down those bridges. You can end up meeting the next rock star. You can end up meeting the next genius. You can end up meeting brilliant people by having a solid reputation, by maybe going to that party and having a drink, having a good time. Things get out of hand, get out of there. Who cares? You went, you met some people, you mingled. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what bridges you're going to create. There you go. All of that is going to help you meet people, how to meet women, where to meet them. There you go. All of this. All right, guys. So this has been a half an hour video, half an hour long. I have a different idea for my third video. For my third video, I'm gonna wait a couple of days. I think I'm gonna see the response these videos get. Truly, if you guys have any questions, you guys want me to expand on any of the points I went over in these last two videos, either leave a YouTube comment or I'm gonna leave my social media. But like I said earlier, please send me a message. Send me a message along with your request. Ask the question in the message. I don't just accept whoever. And then I'm thinking giving this maybe 3-4 days. I'm gonna see how many questions I get, if I come up with any other ideas, and then I'm gonna go ahead and expand on them or reply to your questions. And I think this third video. All right, thank you guys for hearing me out. I just want to go ahead and maybe say, look, the simping thing also kind of has to do with who cares what you think. If you want to implement some of these things in your work right now or when quarantine is over, you want to implement some of these things and someone calls you out for being a simp, who gives a fuck? They don't know you. They're probably doing worse than you are. That's what I mean by don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck because you're not doing anything wrong. Don't get a nasty reputation. I would hate for you guys watching this video to become like that. I had maybe 3 coworkers that women told me like that guy is a creep. That guy is an old ass creep. That guy is a pervert. I feel nasty when I talk to him. I don't want you guys getting that reputation. Or if you've already built up a strong, solid reputation, I would hate for in a couple of seconds for that to get destroyed. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Uh, I think it's gonna be by next week. Next week I'll go ahead and make that third video. Send in your questions, whatever it is, doesn't matter. And if you guys want to talk about just other stuff, doesn't even have to be about talking to women, meeting women, perfectly fine. All right, guys, take care.